Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our monthly general angel reading for the month of October 2022. So, before I begin, I'd just like to welcome everyone who's returning to this monthly series and to also welcome um, anyone who may be new to my channel and the Angelic Wisdom community. So, indeed, we're happy that you're here. And if you are not aware of um, some of this reading, I'm going to go over that and the format of that about it in a few minutes. But I just want to just highlight a few things. So, first of all, make sure that you subscribe and select the all notification bell, like, dislike, and leave comments. Introduce yourself, so that other people may be aware of where you are from, and you might have some connections in your own area. So it's always great to, be able to network and find connections, especially in the world that we live in now. This has been a platform to almost create sort of a disconnect in the way communities would normally gather before this was available to us, and in the ways that we might communicate are different, especially online than in person, right? So these are things that we just want to make sure that we keep honoring our truth, even with the advancements in technology that are available to us now. So it's up to us to remain authentic. And that is my goal here, as I don't edit any of my videos. It is as it comes. And I just try to deliver what comes to me from your angels and from your higher self through my heart. And yeah, and that's just really important to me. And so I am way behind last month. I think a lot of things just threw me off in terms of just getting back to comments and things like that. And so I apologize for that. I do want to just say thank you and for all of your support continuously. And and it's just such a reward to me over the years. So there's a lot of things I'm working on right now personally in my life, some changes that I'm considering for my future in terms of education, re-education, going back to school, potentially, and things like this. And I'm very, I'm thinking about going back to get my doctorate in music, but I'm not always like, last minute, or I'll maybe not do it. But I'm putting some serious consideration in that direction. So right now, there are some things in this regard that are distracting me as I think about what I really, you get to this point in your life and you're like 51 and you start thinking about, you got to take all these doctor's exams and things and make sure you don't run into certain health issues. And then it makes you think about, like, yeah, where am I right now? And what are the things that might be on my bucket list that I haven't done yet? And making some of those things a priority. So also, if you are looking for an angel reading with me, you can go to my current webpage, theangelschool.com/services, and you can select the first time all notification. What am I saying? You can select the first time angel promotional reading, which is my discounted hourly reading. And there's other things available there as well. But if you wanted to get a discounted reading, this is my 10th anniversary on YouTube, and so this entire year I've been making this offer. Also, if you would just like to say thank you in any way, small way, for on my channel, my PayPal me link is there so that you can support the channel, and it doesn't matter how little. It's just the thought behind it that's just really heartwarming and supportive and encouraging. So you'll find that link, all those links in the description area below this video, as well as my other social media platforms. And all right, the final piece is the format of this reading. So if you're looking, the card in the center is different, and it's going to represent a message from the Archangel that you'll be working with for the month. And then on either side, you will see two similar cards, but one is from the Major Arcana and the other from the Minor Arcana. So the Major Arcana is sort of the bigger themes and lessons that are sort of shaping our reality. It might be, you may want to see it as the collective, right? Or you may want to see it as your I am presence, the universe, in a more general sense, giving you some focal point for the month. And then the Minor Arcana lesson will represent that the way that this is showing up in the day-to-day awareness. So the Minor Arcana depicts these, everyday themes in our life, whereas the Major Arcana is very sort of esoteric, right? They kind of appear as deities in some instances, some from the good theme and some from the negative theme. We see solar bodies represented, and the archetypes that they represent to us in terms of the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and then some just sort of highlight some of the major themes, like the Chariot. So we see that our lives is designed around a purpose, something that motivates us. There's something that we're always finding, something that we're after, right, in our lives. We see love as huge, right? It's so important to us, and yet it's something we take very much for granted. The heart and what has meaning to the heart. So we see these different things displayed here. All right, so let's take a deep breath together now. And throughout the course of this, I will try to remember to breathe. And as you do this, they're showing me a cross. And usually a cross for me means suffering, okay, challenges. This cross also, it definitely does represent that to me. It's just, it was thicker, almost like a sign. And so it might be also that your challenges or your suffering is sort of pointing out something to you very important, is acting as a sign. It could be acting as a landmark or a reference for something. Think about how we use signs in our physical world, on our highways, right, and roads and streets. And do we pay attention? Now, some of the signs on our, all of the signs on our roads and streets, many of them we recognize, and they've become just automatic, our response to them. And then there may be sometimes some that show up on the road that are not man-made, or in one sense, some of them could be, and we're like what is that, right? Like sometimes there are new signs created. But when signs appear to us in our life in this very, they usually come in a very esoteric way. We have to really decode, decipher what their meanings are. And we find ourselves, we can get kind of swept up in that too, right? So there's always a balance in the universe that's so important. Um, Even this work, let's just be honest, I was thinking to myself this week, yeah, I do daily um, messages for myself. And how I do it is that um, first I was sort of asking the angels for my intention, or you can set your own. And you can get carried away with that too, like me asking the angels for my intention for the day. But what I did start doing this week, past week, was I started just um, asking a general question based on some of the things that I'm struggling with. And that was also very healing and revealing, using it as a journal. But my point is that sometimes the signs are not that sort of beyond our understanding. Sometimes the signs are very direct. And you may wonder what the universe is trying to say, but many times you already know because you already have a meaning associated with it. Yeah, sometimes maybe you could be a little, how we say we could be a little, we've created our own worst nightmare, right? So we have this strange prophecy around a symbol, and it may not mean that at all. It could be something less painful and definitely just very simple. Uh, and so the thing is to pay attention to not the fear that you associate with the sign, but just pay attention to the common sense awareness that comes to you around this sign. But it's very clear in this one little symbolism that they've shown me that one, it represents a suffering or struggle or challenge. And it two, that it represents a physical sign, like on a road. And that is pointing you, that it's pointing out that your challenges are acting as a sign. And I'm hearing in my inner voice a sign of hope. It may not have been feeling that way, but that's what it's offering you. And so somehow you got to back up off of it. You got to back up off yourself. Don't take things so seriously that that they get so hyped up that that you start to panic, because that's never what the universe is going to do to you. It's just it's. I'm not trying to act like the universe doesn't know how to have fun, doesn't know how to make a joke. I don't know if it's like a joke, but I'm trying to say the universe has a sense of humor. We may take it the wrong way, but the universe has a sense of humor. And we often forget that having a sense of humor is very important to our mental fitness and our emotional fitness. To our heart, they write. It's good for your heart to be able to laugh at things, especially the stuff that you create is just wonky, right? It's good when you can laugh at yourself, because the more that you can laugh at yourself, the less you are to create a karmic attachment, meaning the less you are prone to create a painful situation out of something that didn't need to go that way. Which means if it does, and it gets serious to you, because that's the only way it can turn into this, the universe doesn't say, Don't let them get away with that. Nope, 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 nope. Pain. Let's give them some suffering. Let's put them to the test. Let's create a lesson. The universe doesn't want to do that. The earth is a school, but the lesson was up to us. And we could have chosen to come here just to learn how to enjoy ourselves. And we would probably do that if we developed a good sense of humor. That we learned to laugh at life, to laugh at ourselves, trying to be serious about it when there's nothing really serious about it. It's about you just choosing to be happy. And understanding that things happen along the way to a goal of wanting to be happy. You know, I just wrote something and I don't think I'm going to remember it, but we take matters and matter, if you get what I'm saying, physical matter, we take them too seriously. We take matters of concern, that are coming up and we panic, we blow them out of proportion before we've even lived it. That is, you are blown out of proportion because you have no idea. But I get it, because I do it the first offender. I know I'm not. That's just how harsh I can be with myself, and I'm sure you are too. And matter, in the sense of things, success, accumulation. We identify, we allow our ego to convince us that if we stock it up with awards, with luxuries and things, boy, that's it. That's the achievement you came here for. That now you're going to be happy. You'll see. But you know what? You're always waiting to see. Just waiting. And that's why something came to me about this bucket list. And I've never even thought about one. I actually know I have them. When I thought about when I thought about a bucket list, when they brought it to my attention, I could rattle off a bunch of things. Yeah, I wanted for the longest time to have my doctorate degree in music, and I want to travel, and and I want to meet people. And boy, the internet and these formats don't allow you to do that anymore, right? So, and there are other things on there. But the thing is, we are afraid to have those bucket lists because we got to make sure we focus on important matters. And we got to make sure, and then somebody's always constantly reminding you of your matter. Like, where's your matter? Where's your physical stuff? Where's your prosperity? Where's your success? Show me, because I don't want to know you if you don't have anything to present to me, because we believe this crap that I keep hearing people pass off as spiritual BS, that you don't want to be around people who don't have matter. You want to be around people who matter. You want to be around people who know how to, I don't know. Because I don't know about you, but I never like any of those people. Never like any of them. And they're writing the word compassion. I don't know if they're telling me to have a little more compassion, Barry. But I love people who have compassion. You matter to me because you're vibrating in a profound place of truth. I know that you won't hurt me, meaning I know that you will get me. If you're a compassionate person, I know I'm with my soul tribe. I know I'm in safe company. And I know that I have the opportunity to have a good time in the way that I enjoy having a good time. I know that I'll probably be able to laugh at myself. I'll probably be able to talk about myself and come out of it feeling whole, even though I went in to the conversation about myself being very pessimistic and negative, because that's what my ego does to me most of the time, right? But these are the kind of people, and the kinds of things that should matter to us. It's actually this kind of reality that attracts and expresses the kind of abundance I'm after. Some people may be saying, yeah, go have your matter then. I want the other stuff. I want the stuff that pays, that shows. Yeah. But we can still do that as long as you're not afraid to deserve what you want, what might be on your bucket list. As long as you don't make another priority over that, you just might be able to have it all. Okay, and so here's our Archangel for the month, and I think it's just sort of apropos, Archangel Jeremiah, because look at the message there. It says, learn from your challenges, relax and trust. So he's just confirming that whole thing about the sign. But also the thing I was going to say, because Archangel Jeremiah is the archangel of life review. And so the month of August, takes us deeper into the fall season, right? And so, like I saw this word when I first started, harvest. But it's also about letting go. It's about shedding, right? The fall season, we're just shedding. We're shedding all of the leaves. We're shedding our plume, our grandiosity. We're shedding our facades, the ego's facades. And we're getting down gradually, as we approach wintertide, we're getting down to the bare bones, the structure of our souls, humanity, the structure of source within us. And when all that's left bare, naked, and authentic before you in your own mirror and the world, well, then you start to be able to shine a light on your true values, your true worth, your true essence, divine essence. And then begin to radiate this until it brings new beauty in the form of the foliage of who you are, hopefully in a more vibrant pattern and form. Beauty. We're after beauty. So in this month, I don't know why they wrote the word compound, but there's a sense of things coming together, things maybe even clashing, shaking the tree of your life a little bit, and maybe some of those leaves will fall off a little bit sooner than they're supposed to, or that at the rate that they normally do, as they're writing the word face, as I feel like they're saying, you're going to really have to face certain things. And they're going face and pasta. And I think this is just a general analogy. Like, for instance, the things like, so you might, that brought up the thought to me about your weight or your, right? And so you might be constantly, fussing with your weight, and you may be talking about a lot of other things. Again, the signs are clear and right in front of you, but you make it about a lot of other things. You make it about, my mama said this to me when I was a young child, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not going to get into that. I have a lot of feelings about that, and sometimes I could be right and sometimes I could be wrong about that. But they're giving me a sense that this is as simple as stop the judgments and stop the excuses, and the pasta because your intuition has zeroed in on it and has said to you, you need to cut it out, cut it back, whatever it is. That's simply what you need to do if you want results. The same thing could be about a relationship that you're in, and the sign of your suffering is this person in your life that you keep letting go in and out and in and out. Now they say this with compassion. They're writing the word again. And a compassion is not something that you first give. So let me just be clear here as I feel this coming through. They never tell you to give to someone else first before giving to yourself, because you must be able to give to yourself first in order to be able to know what it feels like to receive it, so that what you're giving is not out of some kind of guilt or some kind of negotiation or manipulation, because people act good intentionally and unintentionally in order to get something out of it. So don't allow yourself don't be compassionate towards yourself first. Before you think about what that other person needs, ask yourself, what do you need? Because that's real compassion, to actually take into consideration what it is you need and to consider giving it to yourself. Seriously. I just saw the angel number 485. It's just getting dark in here, but so the angel number 485 says, the angels are helping you change, improve, and heal your career and financial life so that you're in line with your highest good. Okay? Yeah. And it might be a little challenging right now. Maybe your finances aren't just gelling. Maybe the books are not balancing every month, but you're getting by. Maybe you're tired of getting by. But you know what? You might be praying for a miracle when the miracle is just as simple as looking inside your own house. Meaning, there's an act that you keep doing that if you stopped or curtailed it or gradually worked on this, you would see a sense of, you would feel a sense of security and peace within yourself, and then see that you have more room. That maybe at first your books just balance. Boom. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing extra, but nothing lacking. And that's a whole nother state. Even, if you're a penny under, that's a different story. So the challenges are very close to home. The lessons are very close to home. They're simple. You've been watching yourself do them, knowing what it's doing to you. Okay, they write good, as if I said that perfectly. And they wrote focus. You need to focus. You already know what it is. You're aware of it. Now focus in on it. And yeah, I can tell you, because I can feel it. I can feel your angst, this inner turmoil. There's some emotional stuff that's triggering you. But honey, let me tell you straight up right now. You wanting to know what that trigger's about, all that's going to do is take you down a rabbit hole where you start chasing chasing, chasing yourself, chasing the darkness, chasing, and you get lost because no light. You're down there in the dark, in your past. Where you need to stay is with the present, with your present actions, and with this moment of clarity where you just say, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. And get a new behavior. Be upfront with others. Tell it like a TI is, as we used to say. Tell the truth to others. I don't have it. Because that's that facade. Yeah, this is my situation right now. Like, people invite you out and they want to go out to, yeah, if we can go somewhere cheap, fine. But I can't. I'm not in a place to be spending money. It's just the way it is. It shouldn't be an embarrassment. Because, right, success matter is not where your happiness comes from. It comes from your common sense and your peace of mind can only happen when you exercise your common sense. All right, let's take a look at, whoa, okay. So I'm going to tell you something as I feel this card. This is the Tower card, but it's called Transformation. So in this month, those lessons that we keep ignoring, those simple, I'm not talking about the excuses, and I'm not talking about the long-winded story that goes with it. You know what I'm talking about, right? So if I said, hey, you need to stop spending all that money, and then you would go into this long litany of excuses and who did this and who did that and all blah 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 blah. So hear me straight. If those things, if you don't want to be real with yourself, the universe is going to be real with you. It's going to break it wide open, lay it out, and show you how it really is. I just saw the word congestion. Because your circumstances, whatever area it is congested. And what your soul is offering as a prayer of its own is to be free. So that's what you're going to get in some way, shape, or form, depending on how you resist it, or how you embrace it, welcome it. And the word I just saw is consistency. So in this month, you're going to learn, or have to learn, to be consistent with how you implement your truth. So they give it to you. This is what needs here. Like, this is the focus of my pain. This is a sign to heal that pain. So if it's a pattern, you start working on stopping it. You choose whatever you can be consistent with, and you work on that, and I guarantee you are going to see results in this month of October. But if you don't do the work, you will not see the results. Again, they're saying this to you with compassion as they write it out in front of me. They're not telling me to be more compassionate the way I'm saying it, because they are being compassionate, because the truth is compassionate. And they're writing, yes, yes, yes. The truth is compassionate. So this is why we said start with yourself. Just like on the airplane, you don't help other people. If you're struggling with air and you're the one that has the cognition to know that the air mass dropped and it's supposed to be used to restore your airflow, then you are the one who should take it first and then give it to everybody else. You don't want to sit there and wait for the people who do not have enough cognition to realize that they should have done it in the first place, because they won't do it for you. And it's the same thing in your life. The people or the circumstances in your life, they do not have the cognition to realize that they are creating a problem in your life. I wanted to say that they're harming you. And that's part of the truth, as much as the other truth. So you cannot expect them to stop harming you, or to stop hurting you, or to hurting your feelings, or to stop making the wrong choices. They're not going to do it because they are not that spiritually aware. So have some compassion. Tell yourself the truth. Forget the drama story or the excuses, and focus on what you need to do about it and what you are able to do about it, and be consistent with it. That is your job. And this is your guardian angel's response to what will happen if you do it. It sums up what I've already said. The opportunities, the rewards will come. The lessons will be well learned and earned, and you will turn them into an investment in you. Let's just stop with this whole thing about helping everybody else, because if you are not helping you, you are no use, no good, no kind of way to anybody else. Whatever you want to do, whatever you have been talking about that you want to do, so it's getting close now, you hear me? See, I'm telling on myself. Whatever it is, you can get there. You will get there. It's already the promise. The opportunity will present itself. The seed, when all these leaves and everything drops to the earth, the seeds drop to the earth as well. That's the whole purpose of the fall. The seeds drop. Not just the beautiful leaves. See, we focus on the loss. Oh, all those leaves are gone. The beauty is gone. Beauty is gone. Oh, my, mercy me, mercy me. In the meantime, you don't realize the seeds dropped to the ground. And what's going to happen to them seeds? They're going into the soil, because the seeds have life within them. The seeds carry the essence of divine life within them. And when they hit the ground, they become fertilized and renewed to spring up again and bring abundance and beauty grander than before. But the stuff that died, the leaves, the fame, the success. So you see, that stuff passes away. It's supposed to. You're supposed to lose those things at some point after they've served their use. Everything, have you noticed how that the way the universe is made, that everything has a different time, let's put it this way, has a different shelf life. Humans can live a certain long, but parakeets can live for sure much longer than human beings. And there must be a divine reason behind that. Whereas a dog has a short life. A rat has, I just found out, I didn't know that, 2 years. I'm thinking, why are we so busy trying to get rid of them when they don't live long. Well, but what they do is when they procreate, they make tons of them at a time. But still, there's a mystery behind that. And do they come into this world to do what they do, which is to pick up, eat our rubbish? Now, what if we stopped throwing the rubbish around? Then what would happen? Nature would alter the plan and not present so many of them. So we get all bent out of shape when we act against our nature and the laws of nature. Nature sends in a corrective because everything must stay in balance, and it does. Right now, the universe, the earth is correcting herself, and she has done it through many means. Some of them nice and some of them not so nice. Pandemics. So you don't want these things to continue in your life, or you don't want your finances to keep being off, or you don't want to keep meeting the wrong people, then correct the pattern that the angels are pointing out to you with great clarity. They keep pointing out, and you keep saying, I know, but, no, but. You gotta let it go. Move on. Because the universe does not stop moving on. Those seeds drop to that ground, and those seeds are going to go deep into that earth, and those seeds are going to come back up with something beautiful, and you'll either be a part of it or you won't be a part of it. The opportunity will be there, but you won't see it to be able to believe it, to even achieve anything with it. Because the universe is giving back to us in this very symbolic way. And this symbolism is real. It's real. It's real, really, really happening to us all the time. But we are, because of our screwed up patterns, they screw up our head and we can't see any of it. We look at the beauty and we see misery everywhere. We see the opportunities and we see our inadequacies, and we feel insecure, so we don't act. So you can work with Archangel Jeremiah. Look at he's holding that angel, that dove, symbol of peace. So he's here to help you to see things the right way, to see it not just from your perspective, to see it from every angle and everyone else's angle, so that you can finally be free to be you. Because once you experience all those pieces, all those angles from everybody's perspective, you'll drop that. You'll drop that crap and be like, what in the world was I thinking? Right. But don't worry about that. What the world were you thinking? You don't want to know that. You want to know, you want to be focused on what you should be doing now. All right, so I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful month of October, because you deserve it. God bless you.